Hello, welcome to Module 15. In this module, you're going to learn how to qualify a lead, to submit that lead and offer through our real estate agent. So basically, all we're really doing here is learning how to, the process and steps that I go through when I'm qualifying a lead so that we can submit an offer, through the realtor that we're working with. Now, as of now, we are only working with two realtors. There's a real estate agent that we work with in Pennsylvania. His name is Tony Brown, and then there's the real estate agent in Jersey. Her name is Linda J. Okay, so that's the most accurate information as of now. That may change, but I don't think so at the moment. Okay, so listen, if that if at any point any updates need to be added to this module, I will make sure that you have the most recent one to refer back to. This training is pretty darn important. It is one of the more important parts of our business. It's the lifeline and the bloodline of what we do. It's what feeds us business. It's how we get it, and it's an important part of this process. So what I'm going to be doing here is showing you how to go through the steps. I've broken it down into about 8 steps, so you'll probably want to take notes. I'm going to start out with step 1, explain it, show it, and then tell you when I'm ready to move to step 2, and so forth. Again, in this training, you might want to write this down. You're going to be learning how to determine the value of a property, the repair amounts needed roughly, okay, and then how much earnings will be on that, or how much is the net profit. Um, these numbers are going to make themselves evident through the steps that I'll show you, and you're going to be usually just comparing numbers. Comparing numbers. I'm going to be showing you where to find everything in here and how to set up this for work. I'm going to try to go through it slow, but if you have questions, be sure to email me or send me a Jing video. That's even easier. All right, so first off, you are going to start out in your browser by opening up 3 tabs. You want to probably close out everything else. If you have to have something else open, probably make the first 3 like this, Freedom Soft, and then you can open up another one for Freedom Soft, and then open up a new tab. And I'll show you why. So let's say that you're logged in. Your first one, you're going to be logged into your lead section right here, where you see all of your groups. Your second one, you want to have, I've given you access to the contacts. So you want to come into your second tab and open up, log in, and then open up contacts. If you simply hit on your FreedomSoft shortcut that you have on your internet browser when you open up this new tab, it should log you in already. You shouldn't have to go through the login process, but if in the event you do, just log in. So here you are in the contacts tab. It's highlighted in green. You want to scroll down here on the left. I have our agents. There's Tony and there's Linda right here. If I tell you that we're working on Pennsylvania, it's always Tony. He's the licensed guy in Pennsylvania. If I tell you it's Linda, she is the licensed girl in New Jersey. So it's only going to apply one or the other. I would suggest that when you're working on Pennsylvania, just work on Pennsylvania. When you're working on Jersey, just work on Jersey. And some days you will work on both. But these are the only 2 emails you're ever going to have to differentiate between. And I'll show you what that means as we go along. Okay, so you want to, once you're in here, let's say that we're working on Pennsylvania, you're going to choose Tony. Okay, now Tony is open. You want to click on it to open it up. You want to come down here to where it says communications. Make sure it highlights blue. You want to click on emails, and you want to come over here to new email. The next thing you want to do while you're in here is you want to put who it's to. Tony Brown. If you start to type it up, oop, I spelled that wrong. If you start to type it up, you'll see here Tony Brown, Realtor Tony Brown. You would choose this setting right here. Now, this is how you do it. So you're going to take notes this way. You're going to actually choose the realtor, whether it's the Pennsylvania Realtor Tony or the Linda Realtor. And just to show you what her email looks like this, but It's LJ Houses, but you're gonna, here goes hers. If you were working with Linda, you would just choose Linda. Now remember this, but for the first several, you're gonna actually put my email address in here because I want you to send all of these to me so that I can review them first, okay? Because I don't expect you to be correct or get this right the first time through, and I want to be able to review your work. So this is going to have my email in here, the Gabe J at gatewaywholesalehomes.com email address for the first few. After I say, let's go forward and send it, I'm going to show you how to come back in here and just change this and send it. Once you're in here, again, you're going to select the person that it's going to. Again, that's going to coincide with the state that we're doing it in. So Tony Brown, let's pick him. You would come into this little envelope right here, above, right next to the attach symbol. Scroll all the way down. You're going to see offers in PA. PA stands for Pennsylvania through Tony B. You just select that. This is going to pre-fill the template, the email template. So if you notice, the subject line says, please submit the following offers for me. Now this is steps, these are steps that I do. I do this regularly. This is a part of it that you don't see or you haven't seen up until now. So what I need you to do is keep this email open. If you scroll down, just take a look. You can read it. It's no secret here to what it is. It's simply the case or the MLS number. And we're putting the offer price right here. What this is, it says, please place bids on the following with a $1,000 earnest money deposit offered, all cash, and check the box for backup bidder if applicable. Please find attached my proof of funds letter. All bids are to be made under my company name. There's the name and the address. We're going to be cutting and pasting from the system the MLS or case number. Case number if it's an FHA loan. You should remember that training from before. And MLS if it's an actively listed property on Trend, on the multiple listing service. The offer price is going to go here. This is going to be the number that we are going to be offering the person selling it. In that case, it might be a person, a homeowner. It might be an investment company. It might be a bank who's selling it. But this is the price that we are going to offer for that property. Despite what you find in the on the sales lead, we have to come up with calculations, which lets us know how much we're going to offer. So you're going to fill this up. In the first couple, I'm only going to ask you to do one or about two or three as a practice to send me. But you can see there's spots for about 10. Routinely, when I'm working my day pretty hard, I will get like 10 or 12 of these out. Honestly, I only need you to get to the point where you're doing about, I'd say about 5 of these. If you can start out doing 5 of these a day, you and me are in a good place right now. Okay, down here it says, if my bids don't get accepted, I will be placing incrementally higher bids until it fits my investment profile. Now, the realtor that's getting this understands how we work. This is the email they get from me regularly. If let's say you only did 3 of these, I want you to come and highlight all of this and delete it out up to the number 3. Okay, you don't need to sit all that, have all those case numbers in there when there's nothing. You always want to come down here and select send a copy to me. Yes, select send the copy to me. That's going to send a copy. Send email. You just want to click send email. Now that is, oh, excuse me, but you don't want to do this yet. You don't want to send the email yet. So far, what you're going to do is I've told you to open up 2 browsers. So you're going to keep this browser open, your second one, so that you can actually fill this in as you go. Because you're going to make, in some cases, 2, 3, 5 offers in a day. And you want to keep this email running because you only want to send it out once. You want to send all of your offers out for, let's say, today's work. You would send all that out in one email. That you would not send all of your offers out in individual emails. And this is how I do it. So if you got to number 3, you would take 4 on down and delete them. Okay, so they don't even appear on your email. So keep this open. Keep the leads open. Now here's what you're going to do. You're always going to work in Gabe's PM deals. If you'll notice, this is also the same file that you have learned earlier on how to fill. You've been filling this folder. You've learned so far the first step in this process, which was how to qualify and comp. Okay, so you were showing me, I showed you how to qualify and comp that lead preliminarily, and then once we pull it in here, now I'm showing you the work that I normally do. So what you want to do is you want to sort these by created at. You want to work the oldest ones first. When you click this, excuse me, you're going to see when I started working on some of these. And all of these right here are status. Over here, contract pending. These are ones I'm working on. This is another one I just got accepted today. Okay, this one I'm waiting to hear an answer on this one. Um, this one I have to update this. But all these ones are new I have not worked on. Okay, so this is going to be great practice. It's really easy stuff. This is actually very fun stuff to do once you get the hang of it. So I'm going to show you what to do here. You're going to work in here. You're going to do uh, 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 well, before we get into here, so step one was open up two browsers for FreedomSoft and open up a third browser right here. That's going to be for your Google search. What I like to put in this is what neighborhood is. Okay, you can see I typed it in my search bar, what neighborhood is. And then I'll put the zip code in here. The property zip code that's in the lead. You just want to type it in here. The reason why is when you say what neighborhood is 19139 and you press enter, Google will show you right here at Walnut Hill neighborhood in Philadelphia. This is important. You need to know this. This is one of the very first questions you have to fill out in your lead. Okay, so I like to keep three browsers open. I don't like to clog it with anything else. So you have your primary lead browser that you're opening. You have your backup that's going to have nothing but the email in it that you're going to be filling. And then you're going to have your tab opened that you're going to get your Google searches from to find out what neighborhood you're in. So let's start out with the first one. This first one is 703 Aston Martin Drive, John Swartz. You see his telephone number. You know that it's new. You know you have not worked onto it. Your goal is to get each one of these new into email offer and proof of funds or dead. It's either going to be a dead lead where you're going to status it down here or you're going to statusing it as email offer proof of funds. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We're just going to click on this. All right. So before we move into that, okay, let me just not jump ahead of myself. The next thing you need to do is you need to open up an Excel spreadsheet. It's going to be the Gateway Financial HUD REO offer spreadsheet. If I go into my internet browser, my file browser, and I go to the Dropbox, you're going to go down to Tools. You're going to go to Tools again, and you're going to pick Gateway Financial HUD REO offer. Okay, open it. Here it goes. Now you're gonna let me get that out of there. You're gonna want to drop this. Now here is the standard sheet. You're gonna see there's gonna be writing on it already. It doesn't really matter. You're gonna be changing this stuff, and I'll show you. There's some numbers you're gonna always keep the same, but I'll show you how this spreadsheet is gonna work into all of your offers. This does a couple of calculations automatically for you. Okay, so what you're gonna do is, let me get out of here. What you're going to do is step three. So step one, you opened up three browsers. Two of them were for FreedomSoft. One of them was for the Google search. Step two, you opened up your Excel sheet, the HUD REO offer spreadsheet from the Dropbox. Step three, you're going to start filling out and compiling the info into the top section of the lead detail sheet. Okay, so let's click on the first new lead. Let's create at. We're going to work the oldest ones first. Here's one. First thing it asks you is, what's the neighborhood? So look at this zip code, 08021. Well, in this one, you can see Clementon. This is pretty easy. The reason why I had a browser up that said what neighborhood is such and such zip code in, here's the portion of numbers you would take and fill that into your browser. Clementon is in New Jersey. So in Philadelphia, that's a very specific neighborhood already. But when you get a place like Philadelphia, Philadelphia will have so many different neighborhoods in such a big city, and the different neighborhoods vary, and they vary. They tell you a lot about the neighborhood, so you want to know what that is. Right here is where you'd put that information in. So in this section, I'm going to write Clementon. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Still spelled it wrong. Okay. Excuse me, Clementon. You want to fill out the deal type. This one is we're always going to write wholesale, or excuse me, wholetail. That's a cross between wholesale and retail. You don't have to know what this is right now, just know to fill this out. The source, well, here's the thing about the source. The source could be a couple of things. You notice I have a lot of options in here. The source could be uh, Home Path. Home Path is Fannie Mae deals, or it could be Home Steps, which is a Freddie Mac deal. It could be an active listing on the MLS. It could be a lead campaign. It could be from the internet. Usually it's active MLS, Home Path, Home Steps, or HUD Home Store. Usually it's those four. One, two, three, four, usually. So just check it just to make sure, but usually it's going to be one of those. These, just so that you know, HomePath, HomeSteps, and the HUD Home Store are REO websites. Basically, REO stands for real estate owned. That means someone could not pay their mortgage. The bank took the house back and is now owning, and they own it, and now they are trying to sell it by listing it on the real estate multiple listing service. Okay, so these are homes again that are owned by the bank. This one, active listing. You might find an active listing owned by the bank, but usually this would be someone who is a individual homeowner or a corporation that owns a property. Those are generally the leads that we deal with. So let's say in this case you got your deal from HomePath, which I've been getting a lot of them from lately. The status would be, oh wait, before you go forward. Okay, so you have that. Next, you want to always check off this calendar date for the who. The who is me. This means that this is the day that we're sending out a first contact, to make an offer on this. This just status is it like that we've made an offer. Generally, if this were someone that I was speaking with, this is the day that I would make first contact with them, introduce myself. But since this is the offers that we're putting out, you want to go in here and click on today's date. In this case, it's the 19th. And then you want to come up here in the status. Your goal is to get every one of them into emailed offer, proof of funds, or it's going to be dead, one of those two. The whole goal again, emailed offer, proof of funds, or uh, or dead. Status date, that means what day did you do this? What day did you get them to send this offer out? Now, since you're going to be doing this directly, you're going to be sending the email out, you want to pick the day that you did it. That's today. Listed, you always want to select this. Usually the ones that you get will be listed, unless it just absolutely is not. But it just usually pick listed because most of our leads are listed on the MLS. If it is not listed, you can pick it, but then choose a note. The reason why I say choose listed is because when you scroll down, it gives you another area, excuse me, to add the listing agent's telephone number, email address, and phone number. Also, it puts the MLS number in automatically for you, and the listing price. There's also notes down here, okay? And that would take me to um, still the other part of step 3. You want to totally review this deal. So as you're filling out this information up here, it's not a lot of information. As you can see, it's only mainly this stuff right here. Okay. Also, I don't want to forget, you want to fill out this information. You want to make sure it's green. Select that. You want to make sure it's in gay PM deals. Okay. The only other time that you would change this is if it were a dead deal. You would change it to that, choose that. You would unselect this, and then you would click apply changes. I'm going to change it back though because this is a deal we're working on. Whenever you make modifications to this lead, do not go out of this screen until you press Save Lead. That's very important. You would have just done a lot of work here and had it erase anytime you click on any of these other buttons. So you want to make sure for sure you're clicking Save Lead. Okay, so here I'm going to save everything in this deal. I'm gonna call this one the test deal and show you how it's done. So after I made all of this input, and made sure everything was in here. You read the notes. Attention investors, savvy home buyers, this 4-bedroom rancher has potential. You want to make sure that from what you're reading, it sounds like it is an investment property. Sold as is, that's generally a word that lets you know. Attention investors, savvy home buyers, that's more language that lets you know this is a fixer-upper. This is a property that we have a good chance of making a low offer on and catching it. When you saved this lead, upon reviewing the deal, You want to make sure that you go down all the way to the bottom. You're just becoming familiar with this, okay? You're seeing that John Schwartz is your contact. That should have been imported in automatically. You're seeing the property type. You can put that it's a single family. Look, you notice that the bedroom and bathrooms have been filled out. The square footage has been filled out. Occupancy, if you'd like to, most of these are vacant when you when you see the ad. If you don't know, just leave it blank. Okay, I'm not requiring you do that. You'll see again the asking price here. The asking price again right here, right above the realtor's information. Now, as you go through this, your goal is to fill out this section. This whole section right here is blank. Your goal is going to be to fill this out. Only 3 sections of this. The offer price will be filled out, the sales price, and cost of sale. That's it. Okay. I'm going to go up here and press save so you don't lose any information. Okay. Now, step 4. Here's what you want to do. You want to review you still want to review the street view. Okay. So this is all part of the reviewing the lead, but here's step 4. Review the street view. You want to get familiar with the property itself. Once this property comes up and you see where the red mark is, you take this man right here and you hold on to it with your mouse and drag him. And you let it go right on top of or as close as you can get to the property. Okay, there's the property. You can spin around with your mouse. You can see what type of neighborhood it is. You can see what the other houses look like. You can drive down the street. You can turn around again. And look, you can see down here in the distance, there's your property again. You can go up to it again. See what it looks like. There it goes. Okay, property's a little rough, needs a little. So now you go back to it. You can either press this arrow right here, or you can just press X. That's how you get completely out of it. Now, you looked at the street view. You just want to make sure as part of your review that now you're looking at the photos. You want to make sure it's the same property. The photos, when you click on the Photos tab right here, all the photos will come up. Just click on one of the pictures and review it like this. Just want to make sure you're seeing the type of property. Now, you want to take some things into consideration. For America, probably for anywhere, to be honest with you, but I know some places this isn't the case. But for America, this house would need conditioning. It would need work. Sure, it is livable at the condition that it's in, but in order for us to update it to 2016 standards, this is not what we would provide. So our idea is when we do our numbers, we're taking into consideration that this property is not a total beater. So we characterize in 3 ways. It's either a total beater meaning it's a shell. It needs everything done in it. It's a wreck. Livable needs work means it could be lived in, but it needs work to it to be updated. Livable clean means it does not need a whole lot of work. Maybe just some fresh paint and things like that. You want to make sure that the pictures are nice and that you can see them and that they are consistent with the pictures you've seen on the street view. Now, now that you've done that, we are going to do step 5. Step 5 is you're going to, uh, oh, you know what? Before we go on to step 5, part of step 4, you're going to now that you reviewed the pictures, you're going to go back up to your lead details, and now you're going to see you're going to take a look at the list price. This is all part of your step 4 here. You're going to look at the list price. This is when you're going to pull up your spreadsheet. You're going to put the list price right here, 24,000. Now, what I want you to do is you simply click somewhere on the outside of the box. Once you input your number, you click to the outside of the box. Now, what you'll notice is there's an 80% here. If there is not an 80% here, you want to start with 80% right here, always. Okay, so this is important. This 80%, if you notice, just if I change it to, let's say, 85%, it will switch this bid price number. Watch. It switched it. Okay, here's how we make our incremental bids, what we know how much we're going to boost our incremental bids up by. See how here it says bid price? Here's the bid price. So I'm going to take it back down to 80%. Click somewhere outside of the box and it'll change. Here, you can put 10,000. Uh, Transactional fee, usually just at least put 2,500. Closing cost, you always want to put 2% of what this amount is. So if this amount is 24,000, just it would be what, 4,800? 24,000. Oh wait, times 2%, $480. You know what? Put 600 bucks here. If it's really low like that, because there's going to be minimum charges. Usually you would put about 2% of what this is, though. That would take care of transfer tax and everything. You all also want to put the address here of what you're working on. The address on this property is 703 Aston Martin Drive. You want to put 703 Aston Martin Drive, and then you want to put Clementon, New Jersey, just like that. Okay, really easy stuff. So now you get that out of the way. Now you're going to go on to step 5, where you're going to run your comparisons, your comparables. How you do that is, so far you've been working in lead details. So far you've gone to photos. You're going to be filling up your attachments, but you don't have anything in it yet. What you're about to do right now is work in this section. You've already worked in this top section, and you're going to be coming back here, but now you're going to come into this section. This is where you're going to be working and analyzing the deal. These 3 steps right here. Okay, they're really easy, but I'll explain them as they go through. The more you do, the better you will get of this. This is really simple stuff. It's made so that people with zero experience can come in here, follow instructions, and follow along. Now, incidentally, what you have to realize is this: if you ever get stuck, you ever don't know what to type somewhere. If you click in a box, hold on, I'm trying to show you something. Okay, if let's say you're filling something out and you're not really sure what it is, on a new lead it would show you that if you just click in the box, it'll tell you exactly what to put in here. Is there a particular reason you are looking to sell? What repairs are needed? Features. Are there any special features such as pool? Now you're not really going to be doing any of this, but you know that's true with any of these boxes usually. I don't know why it's doing it like this right now. Hold on. My phone's ringing. Let me turn it off. Okay. So this is what you're doing. So step 5, you're going to run the comps now. So what you're going to do is, again, you're going to be filling up these attachments with these reports you're doing here, these 3 reports. They're going to come automatically in here. Let's go to comps, comparable sales. You should already have experience doing this somewhat. Um, as I showed you what to do in order to get them into this folder, you had to comp it out. Basically, I'm just this is going to be a refresher of module 14. If you need a refresher of that, please go over it. It will show you how to properly comp a property. Now, what we're doing is we're ascertaining how much is the ARV, like Alpha Robert Victor. That stands for after repaired value, ARV. That is what we're determining here. After repaired value is important because that's what an investor, after they fix it up, is going to sell it after it's repaired for. We make our offers based off of that. So we're going to see, you see on this sheet right here, in this screen, you can see on the top portion there's an estimate amount. This number will change as we pick comps, as you can recall in your last training. This offer chart here, these numbers will change, and I'm going to show you what percentages to choose from. Okay, so let's go right into it. Then after we're done, we're going to save the attachment. So this way, once you save to attachment, it will stick it directly into your attachments folder, which I showed you about right before we came in here. So our goal is to find a 4-bedroom, 2-bath around 1,576 square feet, but for top of the market. Reason why is we want to know what's the most potential this property has of selling for if we get it really nice. So let's take a look here. Let's solve for. We got 4 bedrooms. Let's see what we got. That's 4 bedrooms. That's about 1,500 square feet. So we've got something here for 89,000, 1,500 square feet. We have to take that. We have another one. It's a little bit bigger, but we can take that. Um, Generally, you do not want to go well beyond 1,576 square feet is pretty big. You could do the same type of, you could live the same type of life and have pretty much the same space in the 2,000 square foot house. So you just want to keep that in mind. You don't want to go too much bigger. Let's pick one that's smaller then right here. This one's 112. You at least want to pick 3 comps. You can always pick a little bit more. Right now we're at 98,666. Let's pick one more. How about this one? This is a smaller one, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, but the square footage, it still has a pretty decent after sale value. So let's just pick it. Look, it affects our, okay, so now we're looking at our numbers. Your estimate is 101, 475. Your offer chart here, what we're going to be looking um, for purposes of qualifying and making an offer. Now, I know I showed you when you're qualifying the lead to bring it into the lead system, we are starting at 70% or below. That is correct. However, for this process, it's 60% or below. The reason being is we know 70% is our threshold. So we're looking at this lead and saying we know that it's got more room in it, but we never start out at that low. So you want to make sure that this is bearing all or unforeseen carrying costs or anything, that we are padded and cushioned. I want you to use 60% or lower. So 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Use anything below 60% or below. What you're going to do is you're going to be directly comparing this price range, $60,000 at its height, all the way down to as low as it goes. And I'm going to show you what I mean. So the question is there enough equity by looking at this to make an offer? Here's what I say. If you pull this chart back over, you can see that our bid price at 80% of what they were asking is 19,200. Okay? Let me move this over. 19,200. Just remember that. 19,200 is well below the 30% mark because 30% is 30,000. So we would safely say, yeah, this would be one that we'd offer on. But we'd offer it at this price right here, 19,200. So what I do at this point is I take 19,200, and remember that. You can write it down or something, or you can keep it on your spreadsheet and pull your spreadsheet back up. But here's what you're going to do now. Now that you have this comparable sale, okay, you're not done with it just yet. You're going to save it to your attachment. Just click this button right here. Let's see here. It says something went wrong. I won't let me save it. Huh. Oh, you know what? It's probably because I'm recording this screen. That stinks. Let me go back in here and do it again. See if it'll just do it really quick. I'm just going to pick 3 random ones just to get it in here. Save to attachments. Huh. Yeah, it might not be saving here because I'm recording this. I'm actually recording it right now, and I know that certain functions don't allow you to do it when you're recording a screen. But what would happen is you would save this attachment right here. Then you would go up here and click Return to Lead Details. Okay. Now you want to take that 12,000, excuse me, that 19,200, scroll down, and that's going to be the first thing you're going to input into your section here that I pointed out earlier that you're going to have to fill out. So offer price, you'd say 19,000, 19,200. Okay. What I generally like to do, there's 2 numbers you're always looking for. You want to make sure that my estimated revenue here is at least $10,000. This is how it has to work. 10,000 is the magic number here, and 20,000 is the magic number when we do this deal analyzer. So that is the key, those 2 key numbers. So all the steps that you did up to now, step 5, got you your first key number. Remember that, and you want to see 10,000 here. And how you're going to do that is this: you want to take whatever this number is on your offer price. We're going to increase it by $10,000, so 29,200, and we're going to actually, you know what you're going to do? You're going to increase it by 12,500. No, you're right. No, just 10,000. I'm sorry. So 29,200. You're doing 10,000. Cost of sale, you're doing 0. and then you're going to come up to the top and press save. So write those steps down. Now, if you come down here, you see estimated revenue has been populated at 10,000. So now you've just figured out this number right here, this number. How much can you offer it at? What you're going to mark it up to? This number now here, this is going to be your next important number. So this will take us into our deal analyzer and our third step. So here's where you're going to find this number right here. Just keep that in mind. Now we're going to go, so you've completed step 5. All you needed to do was run comparables, comp it out for the after repair value, save the report to the attachments, and compare the offer sheet and compare that number on your offer on the comparison sheet to the offer spreadsheet that we use in the Excel format. And you're going to do that as an 80% again right here. Compare these two numbers. So this is the number you're going to be offering as long as it falls within that 60% or below ratio. Step 7, you're going to run a deal analyzer. Or excuse me, step 6, I'm sorry. Step 6, you're going to run a rehab estimator. This is really easy. Really easy. It says start new estimate. Click start estimate. You're going to title it. The easiest thing to do here is title everything what the property is called. So in this case, 703 Aston Martin Drive. And you're going to always do this. Repair estimate. Very easy. Style. You're going to pick, if it's a 2-story, great. You can tell because it's got 2 sets of windows, one on the first floor, one on the second. If it's a 3-level, you can see that from the outside too. If it's a ranch, that means it's all 1 story. So 1 story, 2 story, 3 story. Or split entry. This means that there's one, it's a entrance where one of them is on the side of the house that people use, or one is on the top. It's just 2 entrances that you can see from the front. The total square, so you're going to select your style. In this case, the house looked like, let's see here. I don't even remember. Let's look at the photos. This is a rancher. So start new estimate. You're going to have to name it over. Anytime you go out of it without saving it, you have to name it over. So let's just name it 703 Aston Martin Drive Repair Estimate. Just don't click back out of it, I guess. So just make sure you pay attention to that. This is a ranch. Total square footage is in here. Finished square footage, you want to put the same number, 1576 as the top. Basement square footage, you can just leave that blank. It already has the bedrooms and bathrooms. You want to make sure the garages should be filled out. You want to take notice of that. I'm pretty sure the garage is filled out. Roof. Here's what you want to do. Initially, you want to say no work needed. Unless you can see that the property is in pretty rough shape. Okay. Your options are repair or replace. When you're looking at those pictures again, I want you to do your best, and also between reading the ad, what type of work it says. If it says new, roof replaced, obviously you would not need it. If it says property is a shell or vacant or has been sitting or something like that, you would put down just replace. But if it looks like it's in pretty decent shape, and I like to classify it like this. If you look here underneath of the roof under current condition, we say total beater, livable, needs work, or livable clean. Total beater, it means it's a complete rip out. Everything is a gut job. You have to bring it down to the studs. Okay, this would be replace the roof if it were a total beater. If it was livable, needs work, you could either do repair or you could do no work needed, depending on photos you can see. If you look at the pictures and you see that there's leaks in the roof or the ceiling, on the inside photos that the person taking the pictures took stains on the ceiling, or there's wallpaper or drywall falling down, that's an indication that at least roof work is needed. So you would not want to say no work needed. But if the house looks livable and the walls are clean, there doesn't appear to be any damage from water or leaking, you want to just put down no work needed. So I really need you to pay attention to that. Contingency, you can put none for now. Current condition, you just want to look at the property and just say what it is. In this case, it's usually livable needs work or livable clean. We very barely get a total beater. If you do, you want to really take a hard look at that property, okay, to make sure that it's something in where we would want it, okay. But yes, you can pick a total beater. So we're going to pick no work needed. We're going to pick livable needs work, finished square foot. Now you're in the after repair section. Finished square foot, you're going to take this number up here, 1576. Beds, we're going to take that number right from here. As you already know, it's a 4-bedroom. You already know it's a 2-bath. You know that there's no garage. And the finished quality, you want to usually pick economy. Economy to average. If it's a nicer house, you want to pick average. If it's a house that looks like it's the area is just normal, I would say for now for this purpose, always pick an economy, because even our what we do is we work with guys to give us economy prices at average builds. So what you want to do also is you want to pick the state and the city. This is the last step. The housing and market adjustment. What this does is this takes an average of 700 cities across the United States, in certain states, or in any state, uh, and it will give you an idea for what the cost to repair something in that particular area is. Because what it costs to build something where I live in the New England district is a lot more expensive than what it costs to build something down south in the southern region. Okay, you want to pick your city that it's closest next to. We're working in Philadelphia. You want to pick Philadelphia, and then you just want to click Create Estimate. When you create estimate, you're going to see that a rental grade and a fix and flip number has been populated. Over here under category, these are rough numbers. Now, what I do is I go out and I meet my contractor and I confirm what these numbers actually are. What we do know is that these numbers, these totals, are pretty darn close, though. Even though we don't know how these numbers are divided up, we know that based on the amount of money per square foot, these numbers are pretty darn close. So what I'm doing is I'm going out and I'm adjusting all these to be exactly. For instance, drywall might not cost 1,500, it might be 4,000. I'm going to know that though when I get out there, and I'm going to adjust that. And this might say clean up landscaping says 1,700, but this number might be 0. So I'll know that portion. All your whole goal is just to get these totals. What you're going to do here after you've done that is you're going to click this button, Save to Attachments. Now, again, I think that it's not letting me do this because I'm recording. That's fine. But you would save it to your attachments. Now, after I'm done walking you through this, I'm going to show you what an actual completed lead looks like, that where all the attachments did save properly. Okay. Um, so you did your rehab estimator. Now that was step 6. So we're on to step 7. You're almost done. You only have 2 more steps left. You're going to run the deal analyzer. You only need to do one of these, not 2 of them, for now, because you're doing this project with me. We don't do buy and hold. We only do fix and flip. You're going to click deal analyzer. You're going to do fix and flip. This is real simple stuff. Real simple. Okay, it's only this one page, and it's not even everything on here. So let me show you. Purchase date. So take a note on this. The purchase date is always going to be when this person, this buyer that we're selling this, because all of this information you're filling out, this deal analyzer, this is twofold. This is so that you can analyze it to see where your numbers are, but it's so that you can provide this to a potential buyer. Someone is interested in knowing, does this deal make sense? So what this analyzer is, this shows them how much their net profit is. Okay, because along with the $10,000 fee I showed you, you want to be conscious of on my fee on the wholesale, on the lead details page, this deal analyzer is going to show you what your net profit is. So here's why this is important. Those are the 2 numbers that we have to analyze on every single deal to know if our buyer will buy this. Those are the only 2 numbers you need to worry about. So the purchase is, you want to put it out usually to the end of the month. Today's the 19th. We would put down, let's say, or at least 2 weeks. So even if you gave it, to June 2nd, right? Everything here, you want to pick purchase price. Now remember, we increased our purchase price. Remember I told you to get on the lead details page, you want to be conscious of these numbers right here. This is your area right here, offer price and sales price. This gives you your estimated revenue, my revenue that I need to walk away with on this. Um, This number here, sales price, here's what you're going to be filling into this deal analyzer. Here it means, this means it's just what we're selling it for. We offered 19. This number sales price got added $10,000 on it. Incidentally, if this offer price ever gets adjusted upwards, let's say 1 or 2,000, I'm going to also adjust the sales price up 1 or 2,000 if I can. So let's go back to the deal analyzer. We're going to have to start this one over. Fix and flip again because I didn't save it. But purchase date, you're going to, let's just say we pick it for 2 weeks out. June 2nd, you're going to do purchase price 29,900. It's financed, that's fine. Fix up cost, well, in our fix up analyzer, right? We looked at that and it said it was 34,000 to fix that up. Now, if you ever want to go, back and look at it, you can pull it open right here. Just click on the Rehab Estimator tab because you saved it. It's right here. But looking at these numbers right here, this is a shortcut. This will show you what your numbers are you're looking for. This is your fix and flip number. Here's the number right here you're looking for, 34,122. So in your deal analyzer, I just showed you where to find your purchase price of 29,900 and where to find your fix up cost, 34,122. You want to make sure you also pick that this is first loan. Closing costs, you want to just put down, usually in closing costs, it's a percentage of this loan amount. It's usually about 2% of this purchase price. So you want to pick about 2% of this. This is roughly about 30,000. 2% is about 600, and you want to pick first loan. Property taxes here. You can put an estimate. Always put about 2,000 unless I tell you otherwise. Choose first loan. Insurance, always put 500 unless I tell you otherwise. Again, these are both going to be choose first loan, first loan. Miscellaneous holding costs, always choose 50. Choose first loan, always choose others, $10. Choose first loan. First loan financing, these numbers are always going to be roughly about the same. Down payment, you want to put down 10%. Interest rate, you want to put down 14%. 14%, you're going to choose here, deferred to sale. Do not choose paid monthly. It's always deferred to sale. Points, always put 2. Again, you want to be taking notes on all these numbers. So if you need to pause it at any point, these numbers are always going to be pretty much the standard down here. These numbers up here, fix up cost, purchase price, closing costs, property taxes, these numbers can change. Okay, so just be aware of that. These 4 numbers can change. All these numbers down here, miscellaneous, first loan, closing costs, all these are going to stay the same. Actually, my mistake, caught mistake. Under points, put 0. Okay, under second loan, there's nothing here. Under sale items, this date right here, you always want to push this out 90 days from the purchase day up here. So if you said your purchase day was June 2nd, always push it out 90 days from there. So let's start with June 2nd. Now let's go back into the calendar and push it out 90 days from there. So 1, 2, 3. So July, August, September, and do September 2nd. Okay. After repair value, well, you looked at your comps and we saw that it said the after repairs that when you worked on it. Now, unfortunately, you don't have a comp to pull from because there was an error that went wrong because I'm recording this. It wouldn't let me attach that. But we saw that the comps, let's just say we're at like 109. Okay. And I'll show you how all this references back. Here's where you want to put that number in here. This is what the property is going to sell at once it's fixed and brought back up to 2016 standards and modernized. Here's that key number we were looking at when we ran the comparable sales. Agent commission, you want to always put 4% here. Closing cost, you want to put down about $1,000. You don't want to put anything more than that here. Do not fill out seller concession. You want to type run deal analyzer. Here's the numbers you're looking for. Okay. You want to, this is color coded for your eyes only. This will not be color coded when you print this. Now, you want to save to attachments. It's probably going to say there's an error. Oh, it did not. Let me save it. Okay, you want to save it to your attachments. And also you want to name this. What you want to name it is the property address. So this was 703 Aston Martin Drive. And then you want to write fix and flip. And you want to click Save Analysis. This is really important. You have to do this step. So it's saved it in here in your deal analyzer. If you ever want to get back to it, you just click here again. If you ever needed to make any changes, you would just make them in here and type Rerun Deal Analyzer. I'll show you. I'll give you an example. Let's say that your deal, this deal only costs you $24,000. Notice right now your number says you're going to make a net profit. Here's the number you're looking for. Net profit, it says 35,692. It looks like this would be a good deal because we only need this number to say 20,000. Okay? For our buyer to buy this, we need this number to say 20,000. You also want to take a notice of this number. We generally like this number to say 30, but we're not really worried too much. There's another buyer I have that only buys if this number is 30. He doesn't care what this number is. So I'll tell you which one. These are the two numbers you're going to look at, net profit or cash on cash. Until I tell you right now, you're going to look for net profit. You want to see 20,000 or higher. In the lead details, I told you you want to see a 10,000 or higher wholesale fee. Here you need to see net profit of 35,000. Reason why is we're fixing this up and we're reselling it, and we need to we need to make that profit that we are splitting. Okay, so this is what you want to look for. This number. Up, if you have to make any changes, like I said, let's say that we made this change. We took this number down to 24,000. What we're going to do is we're going to rerun Deal Analyzer. You might have to click the button twice. Now it says net profit 46,000 because we lowered the amount of money it costs to redo this. Then you would always, in this case, click Update Analysis. You'd have to come back here. I'm going to switch it back to 34,000 and repair costs because that's what it actually was, according to this analyzer you ran. I'm going to put Rerun Deal Analyzer twice, and then Update Analysis. And there we are. We're back to our 35,000. So for all intents and purposes, this deal looks like a good one that we actually could move forward. You have a net profit of 35,000, and you have an estimated revenue of 10,000. Those are the numbers. You want this to be 10,000 minimum, and you're creating this to be 10,000. You're only adding it on 10,000 on to the offer price that, again, you determined from putting in what the list price was out of that lead and doing 80% of it. Remember, that list price came from the lead itself. Here it is, the list price. You're just always using 80% as your guide. When you go in comps again, you are making sure that the offer area, this area right here, you're at least doing 60% or below and comparing it with this number here. This number has to fall within 60% or below. And here's the number we start our bids at. So with all that being said, we're going to go on to the last step, step 8. Here you're going to copy the MLS number. So you're in the lead detail section again. All this information you have saved. Okay. In this section right here, you have one attachment. For some reason, the deal analyzer accepted. This is the fix and flip analysis. If you viewed it, it would look like this. Here's what you sent into there. This is the work that you did. This is the one that we send out, and we also, incidentally, this is the form that you upload onto the web sheet. So congratulations, you just learned how to create the document that we upload on the property web page that you create. Okay, so here is the form. Now I'm going to go back to my attachment section. If this were working correctly, your comps would have been in here. Your fix and flip, your repair estimate would have been in here. Also, one other item I want you to put in here is this HUD REO offer sheet. How you do that is very simple. You go up here and you click on File. You do Save As. You're going to save it in the Dropbox. I just browse to my Dropbox. You're going to save it in a where are you going to save this darn thing? In a folder that you're going to have to create with that property in it. What you're going to do is go into REO, MLS offers, go into Freedom Soft Bids, create a folder. This is 703 Aston Martin Drive. 703, where is it? Aston Martin Drive. You click on it and you just put this in here and just press save, just like that. Reason why is now you want to pull that spreadsheet into this attachment section. So we're going to click attach files. You're going to find it in your Dropbox. You're going to go to our MLS REO offers. You're going to go to Freedom Soft Bids. You're going to find 703 Aston Martin Drive. Go in here and click, select it and press open. And there it goes. So there's going to be 4 documents in here each and every single time that you status an offer out. So I'm going to show you that after we get out of here. But first, let me show you how to finish up and do step 8. Now that you have your attachments populating in here. Again, 2 of them are missing, but 2 of them would be in here. Your photos are in here. Now, what we're going to do is this. You're going to now go up to do step 8. You're going to use your second tab. But you're not there just yet. So what you're going to do is you're going to go up into lead details. You're going to scroll down to the listing agent information. You're going to highlight the MLS number. Control C like cat. You're going to copy it. You're going to go into your second tab. You're going to paste it. Control V like Victor right there. And you're going to go back in here and look at the offer price that you're offering. 19,000, Control C. Put it right in here. Control V like Victor. 19,200. Now here's the deal. You have just completed doing a qualifying a lead and getting this lead prepped to send to the realtor. So now that you've done everything, you would want to notate it. You'd want to any new notes that you write before you press save. You always want to notate it. This is the last thing you want to do. So what I do is I type in like this. Sent offer through Tony B. Now keep this in mind. If this is a Jersey deal, you're going to send offer through. And actually, this is a Jersey deal. I didn't even notice that we were sending it to Tony, but this is a Jersey deal. So we would send this to Linda. So please don't get confused. I can switch that over. But so let's just switch it now to Linda J. And then write the date. I just like to do 5/19/16, or you can put the date in the front. Actually, put the date in the front. I like the way that looks better. So put 5/19/2016. Put a dash. Send offer through Linda J. And then you're going to make there a space here, and then go up to the top and press save. Now keep this in mind. Now that you've done this, okay, and you saved your lead, you're going to go and return to search. You're going to get back into your main leads, my main leads folder. So let's go again. Create it at. You want to look at your oldest ones first. It has a tendency to restart itself. But here's Aston Martin Drive. We just created it and put it into emailed offer, proof of funds. Then you're going to go into your next one. Now here's what I want you to do. Ideally, I need 5 to 10 of these done a day. But in the beginning, I only want you to work on getting 5 of these out. 5 of them. Okay. If you're doing between 5 to 10, I am more than happy. I am ecstatic. That exceeds my expectation. That meets it and exceeds it. Anything over 5. Okay. So, but just know that in the beginning, I understand that you're going to take time getting used to it. You're going to have a lot of questions, but this is practice. You have plenty to practice from. Okay. And this is the bloodline of the business. So there is still work that I do after these initial offers go out, but this is a huge help. So what I do is I do a whole nother job. I work on the negotiation portion. I actually will calculate what the counter offers need to be, and I will do all the paperwork to actually get them closed once we get them accepted. So you've learned now two very important steps in doing this process. After you would go and do your new lead, you would again go through steps 1 through 8. Once you're finished, you once again would take this MLS number, you would come to your second tab, you would paste that new MLS number right in here. Same thing with the offer price right in here. When you are done with this, remember, you're going to put who it's to. If it's Pennsylvania, we're going to switch this because we just discovered this was New Jersey. But let's do Linda J. Here she goes. Please submit this for the following. It says, here's the information you've cut and pasted in, who is you're sending it to, and again in the beginning for the first several until I tell you to go live, you are going to choose me. You're going to send these to me. You're going to choose here. You're going to go all the way down and choose the agent you're sending it to. There's only two. There's either offers in New Jersey through Linda J or offers in PA through Tony Brown. Either one of these two are the only ones you will ever use. Also, you always want to choose this, who it's from. Always pick Gabe Jimenez Fair Cash Buyer at Gmail. Do not choose Gabe Jimenez at GatewayWholesaleHomes.com. If you see that it is selected here, select it here. Select the Fair Cash Buyer one. This is the email that I use to send out my offers to my agents too. So these are very important. So after you've compiled all of these steps for step 8, and you've compiled, let's say, 5 of these, okay, and you send it out, you're going to press always send a copy to me and press send email. Boom, it's done. Then what I know is I come in here in the morning. I'm going to look at my, let me go back into the right one. When you're done that, you can close out your two contact, your second tab. But I'm going to come in here and I'm going to look at the leads like this, the leads queue. And I'm going to see when I hit created at and see my oldest one's newest, I'm going to see how you've done all of these statuses as they're changing from new into emailed offer and proof of funds. Now, um, what you're doing is this. Um, so one last step I need to show you. So you've gotten into here, you've created an email, okay? You have attached. Wait, let's go into emails. You've attached, MLS numbers and whatnot. Well, let's see. Let's just go pick all this stuff. Let's go through this one more time. Offers in New Jersey to Linda. You've picked Linda's address. J. You've chosen Gabe Jimenez Fair Cash Buyer. What you want to do is this. You've selected send copy to me. You always, always, always want to, along with this, is choose attachment from computer. This is the very last step you have to do before you send this email. Choose this, attach from computer. It's not selecting. Okay, I'm not sure if it's not selecting because again I'm recording it and I know some of the functionality is not set right. But from here, what you want to do is you want to go into Dropbox, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. And a box like this should open. Should open. You should be able to browse somewhere. You always want to browse to Dropbox. You want to go to Tools. You want to go to Tools again. You want to go to Proof of Funds for Offers. Okay, OB, the one with OB next to it, that stands for OfferBot. Or, sorry, Proof of Funds for Offers. Just click on this one. This is always the one you're going to choose. It looks like this. Just put that in there, okay? So it will attach it. You'll see it come down here. And then when all of your offers are together, you're going to press send. This will send Linda the 5 offers or 10 offers or whatever it is that I need her to make. I will generally follow up with them on these. You do not need to do anything past this point, just to send out the initial offer. I'm doing all the follow-ups, all the counter offers and whatnot from there. This is a huge help, though. This speeds the process up. Um, I don't have anything else for you. I would like for you to do for at the end of this practice, I would like for you to do 3 of them for Tony in Pennsylvania and 3 of them for Linda. I would like for you to submit all of them and review them for my review. So 6 of them, I think, will give you a good basis to start from and to start practicing. I will send you feedback through my Jing videos. I hope you enjoyed this module as much as I did. And I'm really excited about this. And if you have any questions, please go through this another time before you ask me, but then ask me as well so that I can be sure to clarify anything for you. I will talk with you soon. Thank you.